And yeah, he's stronger now, so, or at least tougher. And at least as I view him.
Well, like you said, he's been through hell and back, and it's pretty obvious through the way you're performing as well.
Yeah, and there's something to that where you think, oh wow, I don't see anything weak about this character at all. If there's any vulnerability, it's deep inside. So that's kind of cool.
It's fun. It's funny because the way we kind of teased Raiden originally before there was any visuals, before we showed almost anything of MGS4, was that Mr. Kojima said in an interview that a lot of you might not have liked Raiden in MGS2, but I'll make sure that every single person loves this character in the new one. And I think he's nailed it.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially with the new look that Mr. Shinkawa put up with, like this. It's hard not to like this new character.
Oh, yeah. I'd be curious to know what Mr. Kojima thought of, his original concept of Raiden, how it came out, what his take was on it.
Actually, I could maybe answer that for him because I asked them the same question in a documentary that we put together, and that was he said that he recalled a focus group that they had at the end of MGS1, and he had a bunch of people come in and play the first Metal Gear Solid, and he remembered distinctly that one female gamer came in and it was a Japanese girl in Kobe, and said that, "What's with all these old men talking? It's so boring." I don't have any connection with Snake, this old man. I guess she kept calling him an old man,
nice.
and kind of like in a derogatory term in Japanese. And so that's when Mr. Kojima and Mr. Shinkawa, they both decided, all right, next time we're going to have this very handsome, very cool kind of lead character that's going to appeal to the female audience. And I don't know if
that's where Quinton Flynn comes in.
Exactly. So,
and let's be honest. Am I right, Chris?
And then that's when Mr. Kojima called up Chris and said, we need to get Quinton Flynn.
Yeah.
I'm creating this character for him.
There was no other choice.
There you go.
Well, I'm glad that that you got the part and you auditioned for it, right? I mean, that wasn't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't handed to me.
Mm-hmm.
I auditioned for Chris, and waited some time to hear back, and
you got it.
I was excited about it. I mean, I had an idea of what it was about, and I'd seen just an artist's rendering of the character, and went over the specs with Chris, and she was pretty clear about what she was going for, and I think together we delivered. And and then when it happened, and once we got into it, it was the first of any game of its kind that I had ever voice acted in. The volume, in terms of the hours we put in, and the content, that was the first for me. I don't know if it was for Chris.
Maybe the second time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because the original Metal Gear Solid was just almost as dense, or just as dense as you could argue.
That's right. So she did do the first one, yeah. So she had the experience.
But I mean, yeah, you could play a game. You could even perform in a game like for a rival company, or And I don't think it's gonna be ever as dense as MGS2 because we have these what we call the codec, or the radio broadcast that you did with Rose, and this banter, and it's just this very dense script that I don't think that you encounter with a lot of games.
No. What was the original question?
Well, moving on to a question from Tanguy. He's from France, and he wants to know.
Tanguy.
He's got a good question. He said that David Hayter changed his voice to match Old Snake's appearance in the new game. Did you do the same thing with Raiden in MGS4?
True, yes, I did. Mangy? Tanguy. That's Mangy's brother or sister. God, I want to offend. Oui. I did. I did. That's all I can say.
Can you give maybe a preview? I can give you a line. There's a line in the...
Sure.
Snake, this time I protect you.
Snake, this time I protect you.
That is definitely the new Raiden.
That's the new Raiden. And hand clap from Chris on the other side of the glass. So,
you need another take of that, Chris, or are we cool? Do you want to back up?
Well, we could be here a little while, so why don't you give one more?
Okay.
Don't forget your dark edge.
Oh, good, yeah. Snake, this time I'm here to protect you.
That's pretty cool.
I like that.
That's pretty cool.
That works? Okay.
Very nice.
And then old Raiden might say, Snake, this time I'm here to protect you. Because I'm a wiseacre and I'm going to kick some ass. What's going on?
Yeah, I like the old Raiden, I think, or the MGS4 Raiden, I think. Maybe I'm just biased.
MGS4, the newest, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's two different Same guy, but kind of two different characters.
Yeah, and we don't want to spoil too much, but definitely lots of ass kicking from Raiden. And in this rivalry with Vamp, that with Phil Lamarr.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
It is great fun.
That banter.
Oh yeah, and there's times when Phil and I were doing the work here just day before yesterday and watching the live action that we were dubbing to, and as I was caught up in the moment, I kept thinking, when am I going to take him down, or is he going to take me down at this moment?
Right.
It's as fresh and new to us as it is to you guys playing, because we don't know the end.
Right. I mean, like as Mr. Kojima describes it, here are two characters, two badass characters that seemingly cannot die. They're both immortal in a certain sense. So it's a very cool juxtaposition between those two characters. I mean, they're very different backgrounds, but they also have the similarity as well.
Yeah.
So, and this is the last question we got from Jitsu X. And his question is, what's your favorite part of voice acting? Can you describe the interaction you have with other voice actors like Phil Lamarr or maybe David Hayter?
Yeah. What's my favorite aspect? Just doing it. I'm happy when I'm acting, period. And I think the greatest part about voice acting is being able to use your imagination. And it's such a collaborative process where, again, we all see what's on the written page, and then we have to bring it to life. And it's the combination of me taking in what I'm seeing, putting it out there, being redirected by Kris, and then applying those notes. And it's a combination of thinking about it and then not thinking about it, and then doing it, almost as if when you're a kid. You just said, all right, we're going to play cops and robbers. I'm the good guy, you're the bad guy. Go! And you just knew instinctively what to do.
Right.
As a kid, you don't think, well, wait a minute, what's my motivation?
Right. Give me some background. No, you just do it.
Yeah. And so I think there's that ability to play, and as we grow older, I think as adults, that's taken away from us, because as kids you have playground. Then at a certain age, playground's taken away, and it's replaced with study hall. And then study hall is about the work, but you want some downtime. And then you can't have downtime because you graduate. And then the next thing you know, you're in the workaday world.
Right.
People tend to forget how to play. And for me, it's a big way to play and do the job.
More so than if you're on screen?
That's right, you did. You watched Hard
what's
Day's
the video?
Day.
It's a Hard Day's Day.
A Hard Day's Day. Which is a day in the life of a Beatles tribute band.
Look that up on YouTube.
Yeah, look it up. If you just look up Quinton Flynn, and you'll see it there. It's a parody film short that David K. Kessler directed and wrote, with additional writing by me, and I also associate
it's awesome.
produced
It's really cool.
with another guy named Joe Stefanelli. And I played Paul McCartney, or at least this fella who's in a tribute band who played Paul.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, good stuff.
It was excellent. We were watching it. Was it the day before yesterday? It was
yeah.
very funny.
It was great fun. I love Paul. Yeah. Woo!
So in closing, we just celebrated the 20th anniversary of Metal Gear a few weeks back, and we had a big party in Tokyo. And one of my friends in the industry named Suda, who's also a friend of Kris's, and he's got a new game coming out called No More Heroes. And Kris Zimmerman directed that game, and I asked Suda if we could announce that you were going to be appearing in the game. He said that's cool. So
right. I'm playing Henry. That's right.
In Suda's new crazy game with Robin Atkin Downs as the lead.
Oh, yeah. And Robin Atkin Downs and I got together, and we had a bit of fun as we were chasing the video imagery of us with Kris's direction, and it was grand.
So, yeah, it's a very cool game that's coming out pretty soon on Nintendo Wii, and I'm looking for it, too. And I was really excited when Suda told me that all these guys that he got to come, a lot of people that appear in Metal Gear Solid, for example, that great cast that appeared in that game. So
yeah, and I loved working with Robin because we'd seen each other over the years, and this may have been, I think this is the first opportunity we had to do this together. Maybe we'd done another job, but this one was great fun, and especially when you're, fighting. And I love playing the Irish because my father's family came from Ireland. Yes. Sort that one out.
Yeah, you guys sort that one out, especially you guys looking forward to the game. And I appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Oh, thanks, everybody. I'm happy to be here and be back anytime you ask. Keep playing.